politicians owe you nothing. Let me explain. How many times have you seen this happen before? The election cycle's in full swing. All the different candidates from all the different political groups are coming out and they're campaigning and they're talking about their policies. More affordability, cheaper housing, better healthcare, more jobs for the people. It sounds amazing, right? So you cast your vote at the ballot box, and the next thing you know, once they're in office, they turn back on everything they said they were going to do, and they've basically betrayed the public trust. They betrayed your trust. But why? What happened? I'll tell you exactly what happened. See, while they were campaigning and pandering to their bases and saying all the things they wanted to hear, what was really going on behind the scenes is powerful groups and individuals were sending the money, way more money than you and I will ever have. This is called lobbying, and essentially, people and organizations do this to push their agendas through their politicians so they can get laws that are enacted in their favor. Take defense contractors, for example. Companies like Lockheed Martin and Raytheon are titans in the military-industrial complex, and the US government buys a lot of their weaponry. They need the threat of a war or an actual war to be happening so that the government buys more of their weapons. Essentially, where this comes in for lobbying is, say there's a presidential candidate and he's running for office, and one of his policies is that he's going to take a much more firm stance on Russia and Iran. He's going to say, we're going to protect our allies in Europe and the Middle East. We're going to stop them. We're going to make sure that they are not destroyed. We're going to protect them no matter what. And essentially what this means in political speak is they are going to keep on fighting them, either through intermediaries or they're going to fight them themselves. So the defense contractors like Lockheed Martin are actually going to send money into election campaigns so that there's a greater chance of their candidate winning, because they want him to win, because if he has a harsher stance on the Russians, for example, then the US government is going to need more weaponry. See how lobbying comes in? This is why powerful organizations do it. But it's not just defense contractors. It's oil and gas companies that do the exact same thing. If you're a politician and you want to build a high-speed railway from New York to LA, well, BP and Exxon are most likely going to step in and they're actually going to fund your political rivals, because if they win, that high-speed railway doesn't even get built, which means more people have to go to the gas station or the petrol station and they have to use more petrol, which means these companies, in the long run, make way more money. See how it's all connected? But these groups are not just going to send candidates money. They're going to wine and dine them. They're going to fly them out on their private jets from city to city. They're going to host private dinners with the finest foods. And essentially they do this is so they can easily sway these politicians towards their interests. And the sad reality is one rich billionaire can send more money to a single candidate than 10 million American taxpayers can in a year. And that's why there's so much corruption in politics. That's why there's so much things going on that are against the public interest. This is why things are getting more expensive and the corporations are making so much money. It's because they've already bought out these politicians, pharmaceutical companies, oil and gas companies, the media, defense contractors. All of these people are in on it because it's so much easier just to bribe someone than it is to actually back them and support them sincerely. And there's no bigger example of this than Trump's 2024 campaign. He ran on no new wars, and then once he gets into office, what does he do? He kidnaps Maduro, he bombs Iran twice during negotiations, mind you. He's blockading Cuba. He's doing all this. He bombed Somalia, bombed Yemen. So the point is, politicians, they lie. They lie to you. They tell you what they want you to hear, and once they have the power and they don't need to rely on the public trust anymore, well, guess what? They do whatever they want, or whatever their donors want. Because remember, the rich oligarchs or the CEOs, tech bros, whatever you want to call them, Silicon Valley titans, I don't know. The point is, the people with the most money control the politicians. And this ties into the title of my video. Your politicians don't owe you anything because you didn't send them $20 million for their campaign. You're not putting them up in hotels. You're not the one funding lavish dinners. You're not putting them on private jets. You're not doing any of that. You're not doing any of that. Look, it's easier to take $1 million than to struggle and take 1,000. That's what I'm saying. And another thing, there's no honor in politics anymore. These people, they will lie, they cheat, they steal, they insider trade, they weaponize the justice system, they flee the country, they do all sorts of disgusting activities behind closed doors, away from the public eye, right? And these people are out of touch as well. That's another thing. They're out of touch and they're stupid, right? These fat-bodied lawyers and businessmen who have never seen a day of struggle in their lives, who've had everything handed to them on a silver spoon because of nepotism, who lived in gated communities, who never struggled, who never had a bad day in their life once. They never even have a callus on their hand, right, for example. They'll sit there and they'll make decisions of life and death involving our people, and in a heartbeat, they don't even think about it. They'll just do it. Yeah, Well, yeah, well, send them into the war, send them to go die. But they'll never send their own kids. They'll never send their own children to go fight. Never will they do that because they're cowardly. Like back in the day, we used to have great leaders, or at least better leaders, because a lot of them came from military backgrounds. They understood the cost of human life. They understood the cost of warfare. Our leaders today, you know what they do? They threaten to destroy entire civilizations on social media. Can you believe that? This is what I mean. These people, they've gotten too comfortable. They have gotten too comfortable in their power, in their excess. They have neglected the people for too long, right? And it's because all these people do, they're all friends. They're all friends with each other. They're all these billionaires, these CEOs, they're all friends with each other. This is why they continuously screw over the people, because they'd rather just help each other for their own interests, for their own twisted goals, than actually provide better healthcare, better housing. Bro, it costs $2 billion to end homelessness in the United States. But no, we can send $1 trillion into the defense sector. Oh, I just hit the mic again. We can send $1 trillion into the federal defense budget instead. Let's go kill innocent kids instead. No, let's not worry about our citizens. Let's not fix potholes in the street. Let's not try and make fuel cheaper. No. Let's go bomb schools. Let's go fund more wars. Let's go send our children to die, right? Can you believe this? I don't know how Americans pay their taxes. I seriously don't know when I see all this stuff going on. If I was an American, I wouldn't be paying nothing, man. Because why would the government do this? And it's not like it's any better here in Australia. Don't worry, our leaders are retarded as well over here. What I'm saying is this. We got to stop trusting our politicians because they don't care. Zoran Mandani, I don't know how to, I've struggled with his last name. He's like a 1 in a million. And even he has like policies I don't agree with. But he's not the worst. The point is that finding a good politician is like finding a white whale. It just doesn't exist, right? This is the hardest thing ever. So guys, be skeptical when you see an election and you hear the talking points and the policies of the candidates, because 9 times out of 10, it's nonsense, it's a lie, and your heart's going to get broken. Guys, let me know what you thought of the video. Let me know what you thought of my rant. Did I say something profound, or is it just common sense? Let's talk about it in the comments section. But like, comment, subscribe, share, favorite, do all those nice things, and support my new channel, because honestly, I don't know where I was going with this. But guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.